just that water that you wanted? I'll set it over here for you. How are you? I feel like we haven't seen each other in so long. I know. It's like you rarely ever come over anymore. We have to change that. Okay, you definitely need to start dropping by more often. Well, anyway, we've hung out like 3 or 4 times, but I feel like I don't really know a lot about you still. And I don't know if Julie mentioned this to you or not, but I'm currently training to be a surveyor of sorts, like a questionnaire master. I know it's kind of like a weird career path, but I just really feel like it suits me. I have such an intrigue with people, and I can't imagine anything I would love to do more than asking them questions all day, every day. So that's what I'm going to try and do professionally. A professional question asker. Crazy, right? The only title they really have is a surveyor, but I really do like the questionnaire master better. Something like that. Sounds a little bit more magical. Are you down to answer some of my questions? I pre-prepared a few, but depending on your answers, I might think of some more like as we go along. But I have like 33 questions prepared already. Do you want to answer some? Yeah, they definitely do get kind of deep, but I did like a gradual leveling system, so the questions start off pretty shallow, and then they get deeper and deeper as we go along. So if at any point you're like, whoa, this is becoming way too much, then just let me know and we can stop and, backtrack back to the shallow questions. But I don't think you'll have too much of an issue. When we were hanging out the other day and chatting, you seemed like you were willing to talk about pretty much anything. So in that case, I did prepare some pretty deep questions at the end. But yeah, we'll get there. Where did my pen go? Here it is. I got a special pen for us. I'm obsessed with it. I think he's so cute. He doesn't have a name yet, but we could definitely name it today if you want. Do you have any names that come to mind? Oh, that's a pretty good name. Yeah, we could definitely go with that one. Okay, so we are going to start with level yellow, obviously. Level yellow, okay? Level yellow, yellow. Alright, so question number 1, level yellow. What is your name? I know your name already, but just hear me out, okay? Is it a proper questionnaire if you don't write your name on it at least once? That's what I thought. So since I'm filling this out for you, I have to write your name on the paper, or else how will I know whose questions I answered? Okay, well, anyway. What is your name? And do you like your name? Good. I'm glad. Alright, question number 2, level yellow. Do you have any nicknames? Oh, okay. Yeah, those are good. Any more? Perfect. Alright. Going right along to question number 3. Level yellow. What is your favorite color? And why? Really? No, that's not what I thought the reasoning would be. But that's really interesting. My favorite color is green because obviously I love plants, but also it was my mom and my grandma's favorite color growing up. So, yeah, just feel like I had to follow along in the lineage, you know? It's a lot of pressure though. I didn't used to like green, but now I love it. Alright, question 4. Do you have any pets? That's right. And what are their names? How are they doing? That's not on the survey, but how are they? Good. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. Alright, number 5. Level yellow. What is your favorite animal? Oh. And have you seen one in real life? Really? That is so cool. Where? Really? Oh my god. My favorite animal is a fox. And funny story, I actually used to have one as a pet. What happened? Long story short, I moved out of my parents' house and they didn't want the fox to stay there when I moved, so I gave her to someone and then they basically just let her run wild. So, don't know what happened to her. Kind of sad, right? Yeah. Anyways. Number 6, level yellow. How many countries have you traveled to? And which one was your favorite? Of course. Obviously. I've only ever been in the United States personally. I would love to go out of the country though sometime soon. We should go together. Where would you take me if we could go anywhere in the world? What? Really? Okay, yeah, I would go there, I guess. I've never wanted to, but I mean, if you're guiding me, then I'd consider. Okay, cool. Number 7, level yellow. What food could you eat for the rest of your life exclusively? Guess what? Me too. Same food. Crazy. We should do a mukbang together. Yeah, that would be really fun. Okay, number 8, level yellow. What is your dream job? Really? And is that what you're currently doing for work? I didn't think so. We'll come back to that. Alright, number 9, level yellow. What is the last movie that you've seen? Like the most recently watched one? Well, that's a good movie. Did you like it? Good. Cool. Okay, last question. Number 10, level yellow. Are you currently in school? Me either. That's awesome though. And do you have any plans on going back to school? Oh, you're taking some classes. Okay, that's cool. Nice. Okay, I have a bonus question for level yellow. Have you ever ridden an ostrich? I knew you had. Awesome. Alright, well, that concludes level yellow. I'll save your answers. We're moving right along to level green. This level is definitely a little bit more invasive in terms of what the questions are asking about, so do your best to answer honestly. Oh, you want a sip of water? Totally. Here you go. Okay. Let's keep going. Okay, so level green. Question number 1. When was the last time that you challenged yourself to try something new? That's pretty recently. And what was it that you tried? Cool. How did you do? Nice. Okay, and moving right along to question number 2. Oh, what have I challenged myself to do recently? It's a good question. Recently, I challenged myself to do more improvised acting. I think it's been going pretty well for me, but it's kind of hard because I'm doing it alone in my house and I don't have anyone else's opinion. So sometime I'll have to send the videos out to like a professional acting coach and see what they say. But yeah, I've been challenging myself to do a little improv and, get nice and uncomfortable in front of the camera. Yeah, it's kind of hard, but it's okay. I'm getting better and better every time. Alright, level green. Question number 2. Who inspires you to be your best self? Aww. And why is that your person that you chose? That is such a good answer. Wow. Alright, moving on. Question number 3, level green. What is something that you have been told that has stuck with you over time? Oh. And who told you that, if if I may ask? Crazy. That's awesome. I would definitely have remembered that too if someone said that to me. Alright, number 4. Level green. Level green. Number 4. What have you had to learn the hard way? Oh, I'm sorry. I feel like a lot of people have to go through that in their own way. For me, something I feel like I learned the hard way is that not everyone is as deserving of the love that you wish to give them. Yeah, I can elaborate a little. So basically, sometimes your heart wants to give someone the world, and although they may deserve it, like as an individual, they don't deserve it coming from you because they don't value you the same way. So it's not worth investing your energy into them. Just invest it into yourself and then see where it goes. Or other people that are more reciprocal with their energy. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people go through that too. Anyway, question number 5. Level green. If you could rewind the last 5 years, what would you do more of? If you could rewind the last 5 years, what would you do more of? So if you could do over the last 5 years of your life, what is something that you would make a lot more time for? I think for me personally, something I would definitely strive to make more time for is hanging out with my grandparents, because over the last 5 years they've aged pretty rapidly. So I have to just remind myself that, work comes and goes, money comes and goes, but the people in my life are not getting any younger. So I'm trying to spend as much time with them as possible. Yeah. I know, it's kind of depressing, but it can be happy too and like celebratory, because if you're consciously making the effort to do all you can, it's enough. Trust me, it is. Alright, level green. We're still on level green, but we're almost halfway done. Number 6. What do you have the ability to achieve now that you didn't 1 year ago? So what are you able to accomplish right now that you did not have the ability to a year ago? Hey, that's awesome. Mine is 5 pull-ups. I can do 5 pull-ups now, and I could not do that a year ago. I know, it's the little things, right? Okay, number 7. Level green. What would you do differently if others could not judge you? What would you do differently in your life if other people couldn't judge you for it? I see. I think something I would do differently if people couldn't judge me is, I think I would be just a lot more open about my life story. I would probably tell people a little bit more about myself all the time, but I definitely fear that people are gonna learn about my past and then they'll judge me. So tend to keep a lot to myself, but I'd like to change that. I'd like to trust that even though people will judge me, there will be more that don't, and they understand. Because that would be really nice, to have those secretive parts of me understood. That would be cool, don't you think? Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, let's move on. Alright, level green. Number 8. If you were a professor or a teacher, what subject do you feel like you have the knowledge to teach right at this very moment? So basically, what are you an expert in? Fascinating. I would have never known that about you. How did you gain so much knowledge in that subject? Good old Google. Well, personally, I already am a teacher. I don't know if you knew that about me, but I teach dance. Yeah, that's something that I did my whole entire life growing up, and I have the knowledge and the skills to be able to teach it to people. It's pretty cool. If I were to pick something else, though, I think I would love to teach people how to make jewelry and like solder stuff together. Yeah. Alright, well, let's move along. Level green, number 9. What are 3 traits that you look for in a friend? What are 3 traits or characteristics that you look for in a friend? Nice. For me, it's honesty, excitement for life in general, and optimism. I feel like if you have someone that can always find the good in a situation and then be excited of what's to come and honest about how they feel, you can take them into any situation and have a good time. And that's the company I try to keep. I need to be a little bit better about my optimism, though, personally. We need to be the friends that we want to have, too. We can't just be the bad friend amongst a peer group of good people. We have to be good people, too, right? It's a lot of work sometimes, I know, but you seem like you're pretty good on your own. You don't have to try too hard to be a good person, which, kudos. Some people don't have that. Here we go. Last question. Level green. 10. Number 10. What crosses your mind when you are all by yourself? What crosses your mind when you are all alone? That's kind of a funny one. Okay. When I'm by myself, I feel like I tend to think of just random things, like random videos I've seen or memes, posts on the internet. But I definitely also think about like my family. I am one of those late night texters, just like, I love you, out of nowhere. I love you, I'm thinking of you. I think more people should do that. Like if you're sitting there in the middle of the night and you think of someone, you should tell them. Your answer was kind of funny though. Alright, last bonus question. I know I said the last one was the last question, but I totally forgot. There's a bonus question. What is your worst bad habit that you have? You do not. I would have never guessed. Yeah, I did not peg you for that type of person. Not that there's like a specific type of person that does that, but wow. Mine is biting my nails. I have a really hard time growing them super long because I bite them. But I don't like bite them off. I just kind of like use my teeth to like clean them out or anyway, it's gross and I would love to stop. So let's work on our habits together. Yeah. Okay, well, we got through all of level green pretty fast, I would say. Are you ready for the final level? The most in-depth questions that I could find in my mind. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Level blue. Dun dun dun. Level blue, level blue. Level blue, level blue. So again, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 questions, plus a bonus at the bottom. These ones are definitely a lot, so let's strap our seatbelts on. Do you need anything before we get into this? Like a bathroom break or anything? Yeah, for sure. You can go pee if you need to. The bathroom's just right down the hall over there. Yeah, I'll just wait here for you. It's fine. No worries. Last level. So, get my pen situated here. Level blue. What, if anything, are you holding on to that you know is ready to be released? What, if anything, are you holding on to that you know needs to be let go? This could be emotionally, physically, maybe not physically, literally grasping something. You look like your hands are free, but maybe a person, a place, etc. What are you currently holding on to that you know you need to let go of? Yeah, personally for me, I feel like there's still aspects of my identity that are revolved in like people pleasing. So I would like to try to get to a point where I'm living just like solely for myself and not for the satisfaction or validation of anyone else, you know? Yeah, I need to let go of my adherence to other people's opinions and like valuing that over what I actually want to do. It can be really hard though, especially when people depend on you for things. It can be hard to follow your own heart. I totally understand. Alright, level blue, question number 2. Number 2. Who, if anyone, Who are you most afraid of losing in life? And why is that the person? Do they know that you feel that way about them? I didn't think so. You should tell them how much you care about them. Don't wait, okay? Tell them. Alright. Question number 3. Oh, who am I afraid of losing? My grandparents. Yeah, I know it's gonna happen someday, but they've just been there my whole life, you know? They mean so much to me. Definitely really scared of when the time comes that I have to say goodbye to them once and for all. I'm hoping that that never happens, even after they physically pass away. I definitely still feel like I'll be connected to them spiritually. Anyway, number 3. What does the perfect you look like? What does the perfect version of you look like? Like, what do you do? Where do you live? What do you dress like? Cool. How close do you feel to being this perfect version of you? Like on a scale from 1 to 5, 1 being not very close, 5 being super close, like you're basically there. A 3, okay, that's not bad. What steps are you taking to try to become this person? Oh, good. Yeah, don't ever tell yourself that you cannot be the person you want to be. You absolutely can. It's just a matter of how you get there. Yeah. Alright, question 4. Level blue. How do you currently cope when you're feeling super stressed? How do you currently cope with your stress? I see. And do you think that that is a healthy coping mechanism or not? I'm glad you're aware of that. Alright, try to think of one healthier coping mechanism. Yeah, like reading or meditating, playing outside, a sport or something. You know, it's funny. A lot of the things that they advise children to do are the very things that adults forget to continue doing to keep themselves happy. It's crazy. I know. Alright. Number 5. Level blue. If your 10-year-old self, 10-year-old self, if you at 10 years old were living your life as it currently is, would you be happy? And would you enjoy what you were doing? So basically, pretend that the 10-year-old version of you is now walking a day in your current would they love it or would they feel overwhelmed? And maybe not due to being underqualified. Pretend that they know everything they could ever need to know. Are you living a life that is aligned with what the 10-year-old inner child inside of you would want? Oh, that's good. I think for me personally, if my 10-year-old self walked a day in my life, she would be shocked at how much I actually do. I feel like the 10-year-old version of me was a lot lazier than I am, so she would be impressed with how much I get done. But she would also probably scold me for not doing some of the things that I really liked doing as a kid. She would tell me that I'm being too hard on myself, perhaps, as well. She's a pretty cool girl. I'm sure your 10-year-old self is pretty cool, too. You should talk to them more often, see how they feel about things. They're a good resource to tap into. Do you know what that's called? No. It's called inner child work. Inner child work or healing. And basically all you have to do is get in touch with that inner child inside of you. Regardless of what age, you can go as young as you want or as old as you would like. But usually there's some sort of version of you inside that is still attached to that childlike nature, that innocence. And that is a really valuable asset for you to have inside, because that person is really, really authentic in what they believe and what they allow into their life. They know what they like, they know what they don't like, and usually all of their opinions are from themselves. So, whenever you're in a pickle, just ask your younger self what they would do, what they think the best option is, and I'm telling you, 10 times out of 10, the answer will be very obvious. I promise. Alright, we're already halfway done with level blue. We're moving quickly through these. Number 6. How are you currently making yourself proud? Good for you. And how could you make yourself even more proud? How would the child inside of you like to see you? What would they want you to achieve? Nice. You should definitely keep striving for that. You can do it. I know you can. Alright, we're still on level blue. This next question is a little dark, so just remember it's a hypothetical, okay? It's not real. But just pretend that you only have 1 month to live. What do you feel would be the most important thing to you? If you had 1 month of time left, what would suddenly take the top priority? Interesting. I want you to think really hard about that answer. And put yourself in the position where that's how you spend the last month of your life. Does it feel worth it? I think for me, if I had 1 month left to live, I would travel everywhere I possibly could. Try and spend as little time indoors as possible. I would want to see everything I could, meet everyone I could. But more importantly than any of that, I would want to make sure that the people who had been in my life thus far knew how much they really mean to me and how much I am, I don't know, thankful that I got to spend my life with them. It's not every day you get to meet another human being alive at the same time as you. Yeah, I know that one was a little deep, dark. It's kind of a lot, but I think it can be good to remind ourselves, if we had limited time, what we would actually want to focus on. Because who's to say we don't, you know? Tomorrow is never guaranteed, so it's always good to make sure that you're trying to live as closely to those parts of you as possible. The ones that have big dreams. Don't be afraid to chase them. Alright, 3 more questions before our bonus. Number 8. This one's a little bit interesting. If you could only carry one photograph for the rest of your life, only one photograph you can carry with you, who or what would the picture be of? Very nice. I think for me, if I could only carry one photo for the rest of my life, I would say a photo of my family, but as sentimental as that would be, pictures for me are very entertaining, and I feel like if I could only carry one photograph with me for the rest of my life, no other photographs were accessible to me, I would want it to be of like all the fish in the world or all the animals that we've ever known existed. Tiny little dots, so I could try and look at all of them. I would want it to be kind of the equivalent of, you know, when you take a test and you have one note card you're allowed and people will write super tiny. I basically would want it to be like that. One photograph filled with a bunch of different images. But if I couldn't have it that way, then I would just want a photo of all of my family and friends and just the people I care about all together in a big group. Or maybe just a nice picture of a flower. I don't know. It's an interesting question, isn't it? Number 9. How do you measure success? How do you determine success? Okay, so coming back to what I was asking earlier about your dream job and if you're already doing that, it seems like success definitely ties into like fulfillment for both of us. I completely agree. Do you feel like what you're currently doing in life is compounding into your success, or do you feel like you're taking time away from what you need to be doing in order to achieve the success you're striving for? Yeah, I feel like success for me is kind of what we were talking about earlier with the inner child work. Like, as long as that 10-year-old version of me is happy with my life, so am I. Alright, we are almost finished. Level blue question number 10. What have you realized about yourself after answering these questions? Amazing. I'm so happy I could help you achieve that. That's why I think surveying is the career path for me. I really do. Alright, well, this is a bonus question. After this little session together, after our little hangout, how do you think you could go out into the world and improve it for not only yourself but for everyone? What do you think you can do to make the world better? I love that. Yes. Okay, well, I'm just going to give these to you. And just make sure that you don't lose them. I'm probably going to make a copy before you go, actually, because I definitely want to have your answers on file. Yeah, you're my first client, so I need to make sure that I keep you in my records so I can see the progress that I've made in my professional questionnaire master career, my surveyor career. But yeah, thanks for answering those questions. Did you have fun? Me too. Like I said, please come over more often. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get to bed here pretty soon. I can totally walk you out. Before you go, I know that I just asked you a lot of questions. Do you have any questions for me? That's a good one. I think if I were a rat, I would be a black one or a brown one, but definitely with no tail.